Hey YouTube, Fab here. So this channel is going to be dedicated to Tadpole machines, alternate lifestyles, technical stuff, specs, all of the nerdy things that Tadpole, Recumbent, Trike people do. Anyway, this is my Trike. This is kind of an older picture. We are waiting on my Schlumpf. Okay, Schlumpf is a super high quality planetary gearbox. Excellent German-made product. It has a film over it, so you can't really see the true color. That's to protect the paint. These are custom paint jobs. I want to show you a little bit about my specs on the Tadpole Recumbent Trike. This is technically what it is. It's got massive battery power. This machine can probably go 35 miles an hour. It's all a setting. And the motors, you could certainly get different watt motors, such as 2.8 thousand, 3 point something thousand, 4 point something thousand. But the beauty of this is you can completely pedal all on your own, or you can, if for some reason you need to, you can go full throttle with this and just stick with the throttle. This manufacturer is Outrider USA. They're an American company. These are hand-built machines. American, and where it isn't American, it's things like Germans. So this is the back of the Trike. As you can see, this red box, that is an enclosure that hosts 4 massive batteries. Right here, there's a Di2, so there's a Shimano, there's another planetary gearbox back in the back. And this is the motor and the fan. That's kind of skewed. These are the electronics. Of course, this is the back rack and the whip, and you see the front, you see the psychoanalyst up there. So it has some pretty excellent suspension, and I think what I'll do is I'll have one of Outrider USA's videos. I think I'll clip it a little bit and show you the part where they talk about the suspension on the Nomad. They don't make these Trikes anymore as of a month from now. So mine's a Generation 5 2023. It's just waiting on the Schlumpf. This is the production floor. I'm not wanting super beefy tires because mine's going to mainly be on the road. If I'm going to do more off-roading, then that's a little bit different. Every winter I'm going to swap the tires out for some studded tires, both in the front and in the back. But anyway, this is a 26-inch rear, and it's a 20 in the front.
One common question we get with these is how the steering works. So I just wanted to point it out. You kind of see from an overhead view here, the steering is indirect. So we are not we're not connected directly to the kingpins or our push rods here. So these push rods push forward and back for your steering. And that means that it allows us to slow down the steering ratio. So when you're traveling at 35 miles an hour, the steering is going to be nice and controlled at that speed because we're reducing the ratio in the steering, which means you don't have to have a death grip on the handlebars at speed. It's going to feel very comfortable and controlled even at higher speeds. You can adjust the alignment, so you can, for different weight riders, we'll adjust camber, and also you can align these with toe in and toe out. We got a train going by right now, so forgive the noise in the background. All right, the train's gone. The Nomad pulls like a train, so it's only appropriate that the train would go by at the same time. No, it really does. This thing is a mid-range torque monster. It really rips through the mid-range. It can be run extremely efficiently at low speeds, just like a normal e-bike. You can get incredible efficiency. The motor has a peak efficiency of 94%, which is amazing with this mid-drive motor. It's American-made. It's a German gearbox, which can see efficiencies of around 96, 97% peak. So super efficient system, but when you hammer it and you need throttle power and you need a lot of it, the mid-range torque on the Nomad is so awesome and so fun, and it has a really exhilarating feel and sound to it as well when you hammer the throttle. So that's one of the things we love about it. On the front end, it's got twin A-arms, short long arm style A-arm suspension a lot like automotive racing suspension. We also have a sway bar going across here, which is very unique for our design. That really minimizes any body lean, and high-speed cornering really keeps the trike super planted and stable. And then we've got these adjustable air shocks here, the Duraluxes from Suntour. And those you can adjust for different weight riders. You can also adjust rebound settings and compression on some models as well. So you've got a shock on each side, of course. And then on the rear, you've got a single pivot rear swing arm with another Suntour shock, the Duralux, as well. So you can adjust your ride depending on what you like. If you want a firmer ride, you can get that with this air suspension, or if you want a softer, more plush ride for rough roads, you can get that as well, just some adjustments. So that's a really nice setup. The rear end is going to have about 5.5 inches of travel max, and the front end is going to have about 3 to 3.5 inches of travel depending on the setup. So very nice suspension system, and what that means for you is when you're spending a long day in the saddle and you're on rough roads with potholes, or if you're on dirt roads that are real washed out, or you got a lot of washboards, this is going to eat it up. It really is amazing how smooth the Nomad rides. Talking a little bit more about the drive system, with our mid drives, we're using a carbon core belt drive. This is from Mitsubishi. It's called the Gigatorque drive system, a lot like the Gates, but it works really well, really long run life, quiet. You don't have to worry about any kind of chain stretch like you would on a chain drive. This is super stable since it's got that carbon fiber core in that belt. Really works great. On the brakes for the Nomad, 180 millimeter or 7-inch rotors are standard on the front. And then we've got a Magura. It's a dual piston brake, standard, the MT Sports, and easily adjustable here. You can pull these with a single finger. It requires very minimal pressure on the lever there. You can adjust your reach in and out, and real easy to bleed and maintain these as well. So up front, the standard setup is a 40-tooth front chainring. This one has the Schlumpf high-speed drive upgrade. Basically with the Schlumpf, what that allows you to do is gives you a 2-speed up front. First gear is great for pedaling around at low speeds just on pedal power. And then the overdrive, which you kick into with this button here with your heel, gives you a big overdrive gear so that you can pedal with the bike at high speeds, up to 35 miles an hour on this unit, and not be spinning like a madman. Still can be pedaling at a comfortable cadence. So you can get exercise when you're going full speed, 35 miles an hour on the Nomad. You're actually going to be contributing power to the bike moving down the road.
So here's the side view of my Nomad in production. Again, this is an older pic. I've got a video I'll try to upload of to production video. So because these take a while to build, the owners, the manufacturer, will send out production vids, you know, for those of us waiting for our machines. So I'll upload that. But certain things that are going to change, and I'll make some videos when I get the Trike here, so you guys can take a look at it. And unfortunately, and I'm sorry about this, these are not available. However, if you see a used one, snag it. Because they're not making them anymore. They're having to concentrate on those four-wheelers. And then maybe once that four-wheeler backlog is handled, maybe they can go back into maybe a Generation 6 or Generation 7 Tadpole.
This unit is this cherry red, and it's again a Nomad L. Got a lot of options as well. Lighting package, tail lights, DI2 system, electronics package. Really nice unit, just waiting on the swamp drive. Last.